Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel, and today we're looking at a product that came out some time ago but no one has kind of marketed it or even talked about it, and that is 14 by Pepo Carell. This is a very interesting, fun opening kind of packet effect if you want to have a lighter tone to your set. I think it's fun, I think it's interesting, and I think it could be something that interests a lot of you when it's possibly on sale or even at normal price. I think it's a fun little quirky effect that does require a bit of attention by the public because it's not as bad, an effect. So that's why I'm making a review on it, and we'll see if this is good or not. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect, so you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about 14 by Pepo Carell. So what is 14? 14 is a really quick pocket trick type effect, packet trick effect, where essentially you are going to be telling someone that you've been cursed, and the number 14 always comes back in your life no matter what you do, and then you would demonstrate it with a deck of cards. Now, the best way for me to show you a performance is to actually show you what I posted on my Instagram, so I'm going to run a performance of that right now so you can see the effect in full throttle. Hey everyone, so I've essentially been cursed by the number 14. And I don't know how, but everything I do always equals up to 14. And I want to show you, because maybe for you it doesn't work. But look, for example, if I have here 4 cards, 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 4 is 14, right? No matter what, everything always adds up to 14, and I can't unsee it. So let's say in this case we take out the 5, right? So let's say we take out the 5 and we put it to the side. We should be left with 14 minus 5, which is 9. But actually we're left with a 3, we're left with a 4, which is 7, and we're left with a 7, which is 14. We'll try it again. This time we'll take out the 7. That's the easiest one to take out. So 14 minus 7 should be 7. But actually I'm left with a 10 and a 4, which equals 14. If we do it one last time, if we take out this time let's take out the 4. So 14 minus 4 should be 10, right? But as I said, no matter what I do, I'm always left with 14. And even in this case, I'm left with the 14 of hearts. Can someone please explain why this is happening? Excellent. So you've seen essentially 14 in its glory and what it does. It's a very fun and simple effect that I think a lot of you could possibly like. It's kind of a variation of the 6-card repeat with a twist. And I think the twist is fun, and I think the presentational hook is fun for both family entertainers or adult entertainers. I think it is fun for both. So let's talk about where you buy this, how much does it cost, and what do you get. So you can buy this directly from any of your favorite Murphy's Magic retailers. It is available from them. It will set you back 29 USD, which is around 40 Canadian dollars, but it always goes on sale during the Murphy sale. So I personally got mine for around, I think it was 12 USD, which is around 19 Canadian, which is very much worth it. What you get with your purchase is this envelope. You're going to get this envelope, and this is going to be wrapped with some plastic around it, very cheap plastic that fell apart in around a second. But you're going to get this envelope. Inside of this little envelope thingy, you're going to get the link to your instructions. The instructions are both in Spanish and in English. They're easy to understand. They have a live performance, and it's pretty intuitive as to how this works and everything else. Everything is super well explained, so the instructions are great. And then you're also going to get this. You are going to get your gimmicks. The gimmicks are in a blue bicycle back, so that is something to keep in mind. They're not in red. They are in blue bicycle back. They do what they're supposed to do. They do what they're supposed to. They operate how they're supposed to operate. And with just a few refreshers here and there, you will be good to go. There's only one thing that you need to know is that when you get your cards, you do have to add one tiny thing on the back of one of the cards, but that is something that as magicians, we all have. And if not, at your local dollar store, you can probably get it for $1, okay? So everything else is pretty much provided to you. So now that you know what 14 is and where you get it, what is the difficulty? 14 is relatively simple. It's not very difficult. The moves and everything are pretty simple. The gimmicks also do a lot of the work for you. There is, however, some sleight of hand involved. And personally, because of the sleight and some of the things involved, I wouldn't necessarily do this in an extremely close-up scenario. Because some thickness and stuff could be seen by a spectator, but even then, if with a few feet back, it shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, it's relatively easy to do, and I would class it close to intermediate, okay? In terms now of practicality, what do you need to, in order to perform this effect? You just need your cards. You need the small stack of cards, and you are good to go. You also need a pocket. So whether it's a top pocket, or whether it's a pant or a back pocket or a jacket pocket, it doesn't matter. You just need a pocket to take the card and put it there. That's all. So as long as you have a pocket wherever on your body and the cards, you are good to perform. In terms of angles, the angles are strictly 270, 180. No one can be behind you to see the cards in your hand, but even then, because of the way that you display them, it can be done 360, but just for the sake of argument, to be safe, to be clean, just do it, without anyone behind you. As I said, you can do it because they probably won't notice stuff, but if they are very perceptive, they may see some disappearing cards here and there. I won't say too much about that, but keep that in mind. In terms of reset, the reset will take you just a few seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. In terms of examinability, the final card is fully examinable. The rest of the cards are not, but since they go in your pocket, they should never be examined for, no one is going to reach in your pocket to examine them. And then lastly, do you need a table to perform this effect? The answer is no. This is purely a in the hands effect. So where would you perform 14 by Pepo Capel, sorry. This is something that you can do social media, online, close-up, table hopping at some distance, stage, parlor, cabaret, wherever you want. As long as you like this effect enough, you will be able to find a performance venue for it. So now that we've discussed that, let's get into the negatives. So what are the negatives of 14? One of the negatives is that, spectators may think that the special cards that you have are going in your pocket, and they will be right. And those are not inspectable. So people will probably think that something of that is involved. So you do have to keep that in mind. Second of all, as I said, there's a lot of doubles going on here. Which I think is safe to say. So there is some thickness involved in some of the cards, and you do have to be careful how close you are to your spectators because of that. But overall, it's not a major negative, but it is something that I have noticed, because sometimes there could be small misalignments that people could notice. So be careful of that. In terms of positive, it's a fun effect. It's a unique effect. It's a nice variation of the 6-card repeat. It's fun to perform. The presentational hook is also interesting with the curse and all of that. The instructional video is good. The cards that you get are good as well, and it plays for a lot of venues and for a lot of audience ages, from small all the way to adults. This will work wonders. So having said all of this, would I recommend 14 by Pepo Capel, and what do I give it out of 10? I think that if you can snatch this on a Murphy sale, I think it is fully worth it. At full price, I do think it is a bit expensive for what you are getting. This small cheap envelope with just a few cards that aren't even really gimmicked. It's mostly just the method. I won't say too much, but the cards aren't really even very gimmicked. This could have easily been a download option as well. So because of that, I do think at the normal price point, it is a bit expensive. So I would only recommend it on a sale. But overall, it is still a fun effect. It is something that I'm going to maybe do here and there, but not often. So because of that, I'm giving 14 by Pepo Capel a 7.5 on 10. So that's all I have to say about this effect. If you have any additional questions, leave them down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next reviews. Have a good one, and bye-bye.